Divide this thing in half. It's 20. Half of 20 is 10. So that sits right in the center. I'm going to try to guess these heights. Half the pencil. Some little one here to help hold me up. Let me trim that. Alright. I'm going to do a radius like that. I'm thinking 3.5 inches. It's gonna have that for a radius. Both the tops. So that thing's 18 inches on top, 20 inches on the bottom. So I think that's gonna carry, the 18 will carry dead straight. The 20 inches will come back to nothing. I think that's gonna look good. The front of the air filter's about here. So I think we're gonna rise up, hit this point, and go straight. I might drop this down by, say, a 1/2 inch. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see what happens. So I'm getting ready to glue. It holds the top skin onto the substructure. I find as soon as it's hot enough to feel the paint, it lets go of the glue. You can see a nice blob of glue there. As soon as that paint starts peeling, it pops free. And that paint's peeling. Just enough to let the glue go. Nice blob there. Alright. I think that's going to work out pretty nice. Slide that over just a little bit. I was worried with the center rib that this wouldn't sag down, but it's going down pretty easy. I'm going to make 2 of these out of steel. They're going to get welded in first like ribs, and then I'll fill in the sides. Pretty hard to see the flame, but I'm just trying to soften this metal up a little bit so it wants to keep this shape. my bent pipe. I'm cutting it in 4. All I want is that little radius, this little radius. Alright, here's my donor sheet metal. The deck lid to one of those stinking Lincoln. Looked like a Cletus McFarlane cop car kind of thing. And I've determined that I need 3 of these cross ribs, plus a little more structure, so I can bring the integrity of the hood back. I could do this without my piece moving around. That's one. It's 2. That's 3. Let's get to cutting. There's our pieces. Thank you, deck lid. I'll be visiting you shortly. So that was my rough cut. Now I'm just going to trim them down. With a pair of snippers. Ford metal's got some good rigidity to it. Okay, I was trying not to spend any money on this. It's all leftover parts, but I did buy this steel rod for my hinge, and I bought a replacement throttle cable. I'm hoping that I can loop it, and this will still operate smoothly. This was 11 bucks, and this was, I don't know, $2, $3, something like that. Tractor Supply. Alright, this is where we're at so far. There's my little butterfly. See the way that thing's working. I'm gonna weld on my hinge pieces. Of course, trim these to a nice shape. That's what's gonna hold that whole thing together. Hopefully it operates smoothly, because this is kind of a one-shot gig. It's all welded together. So far, that's all we got. little trimming, which is gonna be nice. All right, making some progress on the little Harbor Freight welding cart going on. Got some warpage issues. Like this piece down below here wants to be out there. You can see it then holds the throttles open. If I close them, bonk. So maybe stuck with that. It's gonna be cool. Of course, I'm doing my bird shit welds. Very difficult on this thin metal. This pipe that I'm using is obviously some Chinese steel. It's almost twice as thick as the body, but it melts way easier. So I have to start the arc on the sheet metal and connect over. Alright, we're back at it. Now I'm working on the throttle. Made this little bracket. It's going to go down in that hole there that was already supplied for some accessory that I do not have. So I drilled that little hole. You can see. I'll hold the cable. Then I get this bracket on, and I need a little cable clamp. We got something happening here. Up to the throttle. A nice long cable. Alright, this is what we're going to use to pickle the metal, make it rust faster. Peroxide, vinegar, salt. I don't know the ratios. I'll just put equal parts of these, a couple tablespoons of the salt. Let's see what happens. I need enough to wet out that entire hood. Couple tablespoons of salt. Well, that stuff will let you know where every cut, scratch, and nick is on your hands. I think Drano. This stuff's like galvanized, right? Chevy 95% galvanized body. This is supposed to prevent rust. I think I can get this off with Drano because it's really tough to sand, and it's blocking the whole patina thing. I think it's actually slowing the process down, as it should, because it's sacrificial. So it's corroding rather than letting the steel rust. But this will still be fine. We're gonna let this dry out and then we'll wash it all off. And we'll seal it with our seal coat. Finishing touch. I'm gonna put the new air filter back on. Put the old one on for all this work. You can see all that grinding. Slag. Look at it all. That would all been on my new air filter. That looks okay. I'm gonna clean this all up in here. Spray paint it. So make sure none of this rust. But yeah, it's gonna look good. Let me get this air filter on. New air filter's back on. Whoo-wee, it just makes it.